chapter number 29, what is said regarding astrology.
Okay, so we already mentioned in a previous chapter, we hinted at the fact that astrology is a type of shirk, and now we will move into greater detail about a whole chapter specifically devoted to astrology, and we defined, Brother Uthman defined for us the difference between astrology and astronomy. Can you do so again? Okay, so to put it more precise, astrology is the science by which not even a science really, it would be an art, an evil art, by which mankind presumes that his life will be affected by the movement of the stars. Okay, his life and what occurs in his life is either foretold or actually dependent, doesn't matter. In other words, the future or the past. So if you were born in this particular constellation, this is good luck. Okay, if you see this star, this will mean that this will happen to you. It doesn't matter whether it's from the past or the future, that either his life will be affected or is affected by the movement of the stars. This is astrology. When you say that there is a direct relationship between the stars and your life. Okay, astronomy on the other hand is a physical science by which you plot out the the movement of the stars and when they will appear and when they will disappear and when they will be in this section of the sky. Basically, it's a simple science where you don't really presume that it has any effect on your life. And we said that astronomy is allowed and astrology is haram and a type of shirk. Now, by the way, astronomy, some of the scholars of the past even disliked astronomy. Even astronomy. Why? Because they felt that it would lead to astrology. Okay, and we're going to talk a little bit more about this in this chapter. Now,
Imam Bukhari recorded in his Sahih that Qatada rahimahullah said, Allah created the stars for three purposes: as ornaments of the heavens, number 2, as missiles against the devils, and 3, as signposts for the guidance of travelers. Whoever interprets them otherwise is mistaken. Such a person will lose his reward and is taking upon himself that which he has no knowledge of.
Okay, Qatada, who is Qatada? Qatada ibn Du'ama al-Sadusi, he died 103 Hijrah. Okay, Qatada ibn Du'ama al-Sadusi died 103, one of the famous students of Ibn Abbas also. Okay, Ibn Abbas, by the way, many of the Sahaba, they had major students amongst them, specifically Ibn Abbas and Abdullah ibn Mas'ud and Zayd ibn Thabit in particular, and Anas ibn Malik. These 4 or 5 Sahaba in particular, they left behind them famous schools, if you like. Whole colleges and generations basically studied under these people. So they left behind them a lot of famous scholars of the Tabi'un. Qatada was one of them, the students of Ibn Abbas. So the Prophet ﷺ said, Qatada says that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created the stars for 3 reasons. Okay? Only for 3 reasons. One of these 3 reasons, if you fall into them, that's fine. If you believe in them, that's fine. If you do anything besides these 3, then you have fallen into shirk. What are these 3 reasons? Firstly, as a beautification for the skies. By the way, all of these 3 reasons, they have verses behind them. Okay? The first, zinatan, or the beautification of the sky, this is mentioned in Surah Mulk, verse 5. وَلَقَدْ زَيَّنَّا السَّمَاءَ الدُّنْيَا بِمَصَابِيحَ. We have beautified the skies of the heavens, the skies of the earth, we have beautified the skies of the earth by these masabih, or by these stars. And any person that looks up in the desert or away from the city, when he looks up and he sees the full sky shining and glittering with the stars, he knows what effect this has on him and how beautiful it looks. And imagine had these not been created, the sky would have looked so bland at night. But rather Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made it sparkling, scintillating, like it's a whole bunch of jewels just decked out in the sky. It's so beautiful. Any person that looks up in the sky away from the city, he realizes this. And Allah says in the Quran, one of the purposes of the creation of the stars is to beautify the skies. Okay. The second reason Allah created the stars is to act as barriers between the shaitan and listening on to the angels' conversation. Basically, as we already mentioned, the shayateen, they go up and they try to eavesdrop on the angels. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then sends upon them a shooting star. And this is, by the way, what a shooting star or a meteorite is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses it to cause the shayateen to go back down to earth, because they are prohibited from going higher up and listening to the conversation of the angels. And this is also referred to in Surah Mulk verse 5. Allah says, رُجُومًا لِلشَّيَاطِينَ, that these are basically pelting stones against the shayateen. And the third reason Allah has created stars is to act as guiding lights, to act as signposts. Okay, and this is referred to in Surah An-Nahl verse 16, وَعَلَامَاتٍ وَبِالنَّجْمِ هُمْ يَهْتَدُونَ, that by the stars they are guided. So this is basically one of the branches of astronomy, that the people look at the stars and they say that this is the North Star, and and this time of the month this certain star will be on this side of the sky, and the travelers at night, they look at the stars and they know how to be guided by it. Okay. Likewise, the Muslims of old, they would calculate the Qibla based upon the stars. Just like they would do so at daytime based upon the sun, at nighttime they would do so based upon the stars. Okay, so these three reasons are what stars are used for, Islamically. Anyone who goes beyond them, like Qatada said, he has fallen into a grave error, and he has lost his share of the hereafter. Not just reward, the proper translation would be his share, nasibuhu, his share of the hereafter, he has lost it. Why? Because he has fallen into shirk, and he has fallen into that which he has no knowledge about. He has fallen into a realm that is beyond his human mind. So the first athar, or the first statement that the author brings in this chapter, he is outlining for us what? The purpose of the stars, the real purpose of the stars. And by outlining to us the real purpose of the stars, he is negating all false purposes of the stars. Naam.